Hey, it's Clay, and this will be a video chart on ticker symbol HMNY. We will take a look at the 30-minute time frame. Real quick, what do I mean by 30-minute in case maybe you're new to charts? Instead of each one of these candlesticks here representing 1 day's worth of price action, which is what you would normally see, each one represents 30 minutes. So while this here may look like several days worth of time, it's actually today's price action broken down into 30-minute time slices. I like to do this time frame. I think it's a good job of telling the quote-unquote story of the price. And then this situation makes mapping out a pretty interesting setup going forward. First off, I don't know how these people aren't in jail. This is such a train wreck. But in the world of trading, and if you've traded long enough, you know that train wrecks can produce some pretty interesting bounces. Now, usually those bounces roll back over and go back into oblivion. But like I said, from a trading perspective, solid bounces can occur. So that's definitely the perspective I'm talking about. In no way am I proclaiming this is like some blue chip investment or anything like that. But what I find interesting from, again, the trading perspective is how things started off, and keep an eye on just how big these candles were. I mean, just how much selling there actually was. And then it kind of took a break, and then look at how big these candles were. So still pretty big, but the previous, not as big. And then you look at the final 30 minutes here. Big volume surge, and then look at how tiny that candle was. So it brings about, the logical question, is the selling pressure finally subsiding enough where now there's enough demand to buy those shares and potentially create a bounce? Now, don't get me wrong. I really wish trading was this easy where I could say that because these dynamics have happened, that on Monday, this is for sure bouncing up to $6. There's no such thing as a for sure in the market because that's the same as a guarantee. And yeah, there are no guarantees. But is it at least logical to question maybe if the price is getting ready to bounce? Yeah, it's at least logical. I mean, case in point, when the price was, right there or right there, did it make sense? I wonder if the price is going to bounce. Of course not. That made no logical sense when all that was doing was big old red candles. Why would you even question a bounce? But now, given it seeming, that the selling pressure is subsiding, you factor in the tiny little candle on the big volume, it's at least logical that some sort of bounce could indeed happen. But again, this is just a steaming turd. So, I mean, the whole thing could continue to collapse. That's why if you're not good at honoring stop losses, if you don't know what a stop loss is, you should not be trading. But that's a whole nother video. But this is definitely one where it's a risk versus reward. But the whole part is you got to be able to analyze risk, control risk, and just honor the risk that may be, with it, and, get out if you need to get out. So, I mean, if you can do that, though, this could be an interesting setup. So, yeah, next week should be pretty interesting with this one. One of the biggest questions I get is, hey, Clay, how do you find the stocks that you trade? So what I've done is put together a free resource guide where I talk about the tools that I use to locate stocks that I find interesting and think may have potential. So if that sounds like something that could add value to you as a trader, then click on the image that is up on the screen right now, and I will email you the guide. The guide itself is very short and to the point, and best part, it's completely free. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know if you have any questions.